What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 19 of The World's First. And today, Sheffield FC are going to be taking on CURZ and Ashton, where the winner will more than likely move up into a playoff spot. But before we get into that match, we must go over how we've been faring in the league thus far, as well as bring a bit of transfer news, as we did make a move out and a move in. So, without further ado, let's actually get into that transfer news first. Taking a look at the outs, of course, you see a long list of loans, but the one name right at the bottom is Tim Rivers. We released him on a free, more so because he wasn't living up to expectations for the team, and we had a big surplus of midfielders at the time, especially with the midfielder that I brought in was a little better than him, and I feel that with all the midfielders that we had, he wasn't needed anymore. So Tim Rivers gone from the club, and at the deadline, we brought in Alek Przepolewski. He is a 29-year-old Englishman. I checked, he is not actually Polish, but he is English, and he is a very solid attacking mid. And with the formation that I will show you before we get into the match, I am going to be utilizing an attacking mid more often. But just taking a look at some of his stats, he's very decent in speed and physicality. 11 pace, 10 agility, 11 acceleration, decent mental abilities, but also good in his first touch. Not so hot, not so high on his dribbling or his passing. We can work out on that. But Alek more than likely will be utilized in that attacking mid role. He will have the vision, he has the teamwork to help this team out. So, now that we brought Alek into this world, now let's take a look at how we've been faring in the competitions, and to be quite honest with you, it's been rather patchy, it's been rather spotty since our last live comp against Durham. As you can see, 5 wins, 4 losses, no draws, and 2 of those losses against relegation tipped sides in Colwyn Bay and Droylsden. Against Colwyn Bay, we got off to a lead just on the other side of the second half, Benny Igihan in the 49th minute. However, Colwyn Bay answering back with 2 goals in the last 13 minutes to give them all 3 points. And then the loss to Droylsden, it was just a bad day at the office for everybody, especially on the defensive side. Scott Duxbury with a 6-3, Kyle Lewis with a yellow card. In fact, yellow cards all around. It was just not a good day. Thought we would have gotten the victory in both of those matches, if not a draw, but coming away with no points really hurt us in our position. We did get wins over Mickleover, and then 3 straight versus Bedworth, Kidsgrove, and Gainsborough. Gainsborough being in last place, and you would expect us to get a victory over them. Elliott Pond getting a brace there, Kyle Lewis with a goal. In Kidsgrove, Andy Gascoigne with the goal there, and against Bedworth, Chris Hall, the goal scorer there. But unfortunately, we hit a rough patch in the next 2 matches versus Darlington and Blythe, both playoff-bound teams. We lost to Darlington 1-0 in the 24th minute, and then against Blythe, the eventual match-winning goal, the first goal coming in the 27th minute. In both matches, we played average, but apparently a team such as us cannot play average if we want to, secure a result. And like I said, I thought a draw was more realistic against Darlington, but against Blythe, we were completely outclassed and we weren't going to come away with anything. But before we get into our CURZ and Ashton match, our last match was against Matlock, and we were able to steal away a 1-0 victory on the back of a Tim Rivers goal in the 23rd minute. Matlock did have more possession than us, did have more shots, but we were able to sneak away with a goal and to get all 3 points. So that said, we are sitting in 8th place in the Northern Premier League. Droylsden are sitting in that coveted 5th place spot, as we are 4 points behind them. Durham still on top, but not running away with it anymore. They are now just 7 points ahead of Darlington, Scarborough, Kingsland, the other 2 playoff-bound teams. And the 2 teams that are above us outside that we're going to fight to try and get into, Blythe and Tadcaster. As you can see, CURZ and Ashton sitting at just 2 spots below us. Like I said, if we get a win, we're going to push closer to that playoff spot. And quite honestly, that's where we need to be. We need to be in those playoff spots since winning the league is out of the realm of possibility at this point. So let's get into today's match versus CURZ and Ashton. CURZ and Ashton looking to play wide. I'm going to try and play up the middle, and this is what we're going to go through with today. It is a 4-4-2 narrow diamond, and this is the lineup. We're going to have Callum Williams in net, Coupe, Lewis, Broadhead, and Duxbury along the back line. Lewis Kennedy will be our defensive mid. Gascoigne and Cadman are 2 center mids, with Alex sitting in that attacking center mid spot. As I said, I wanted to try and utilize him bringing him into the squad. And then the two strikers up front, Elliot Pond and Chris Hall, we hope to try and get some of them goals today. And obviously goals would help us win the match. You know, that's the whole point of football, try and get more goals than the other team. So let's kick off, see what happens, and hope for a victory. Corner kick, Lewis Kennedy going in far post, but it's picked up by Cadman at least. This is the first highlight, 17 minutes on. What can we do with it? Cadman has to go all the way back out to Coupe, which is really sad. But can we keep up the pressure? Kennedy to Gascoigne. Gascoigne already on a yellow card. He's been fouling a lot. Kennedy back to it. Smacked into Duxbury. Duxbury, can he get around two guys? He does. Gascoigne, can he lay it off? Took a shot. Probably wasn't advised. That was ill-advised. But we do get a corner out of it. Kennedy going near side, but it's cleared away. Throw in. Coupe to Lewis. Once again, keeping up with the attack. Kennedy, oh, he has to go all the way back. He's being jockeyed all the way to the center circle. He needs to get a pass off. He can't do it all by himself out on the wing. He needs to lay it off. Gets it to Broadhead. Broadhead, long ball over the top to Duxbury. Really shouldn't be up there. Chris Hall passed it into a defender, Cadman, and we have to reset. Duxbury with a throw-in. Tries to get it to Gascoigne, but it's taken off, and CURZ and Ashton now with an attack. This is their first real attack. Broadhead, get it out. There you go, Lewis. It should be noted, we've had 7 shots, and CURZ and Ashton have been reduced to nothing. They have not had a single attack all single match. I think that one attack was their real good chance at getting a goal, but now Duxbury gets it inside, Chris Hall over the top of the crossbar. So we come up to halftime, and like I said, we've been doing very well to limit CURZ and Ashton's attacks. They have not had a single shot on net. We've had 8 shots, 2 of them on target, but unfortunately no goals to show for it. So something needs to change. We need to have a better way of distributing the ball, putting it into the penalty area, and get the goals. Because 0-0 draw, in a match that we've completely dominated, is definitely not what I wanted to see. So let's get right back out there and try and get a goal in the second half. And we could have an immediate response right at the start of the second half. We're just 1 minute in. Duxbury through to Elliot Pond. Was he onside? He was, and he cannons it into the back of the net. Elliot Pond, his 5th goal of the season. Sheffield 1, CURZ and Ashton 0. I guess it was only a matter of time, and we finally have a good string of passes together. Duxbury to a just onside Elliot Pond as the CURZ and Ashton defenders holding their arms up in vain, and he gets us into the lead. 5 minutes later, or actually 5 minutes now into this half, and we get the ball again. Oh, there's a really bad pass from Cadman. Gotta watch out for Gascoigne, though. He's on a yellow card. Don't want him fouling anybody. Ball into the box. Good clearance away. Gets it out to Alec. Przepelewski. Long ball up to Chris Hall. He does have Elliot Pond in the box, but good on him to wait and lay it off to Coupe. Coupe, bad shot. Duxbury, after a throw-in on the wing, Gascoigne smacks it directly into a defender. Actually, I'm feeling about taking Gascoigne out soon. Elliot Pond being mugged off, has to go back to the midline. Lewis out to Coupe on the wing, into Cadman. Cadman to Alec. Alec out to Duxbury. We're doing very well with our passes, and as I say that, Pond, good save from the CURZ and Ashton keeper. Before that corner goes off, like I said, I'm going to make a little bit of a change. Gascoigne is going to come off, and I want to say Piers Oates would be the best. Yeah, Piers Oates would be the best option to replace him with. So he's going to come on at the next possible opportunity. But Kennedy goes short, gets it inside. Oh, that was a little too short, a little too soft of a shot. And it should be noted, 65 minutes on, CURZ and Ashton, first shot. 72 minutes gone. Kennedy now with a yellow card, but another long ball in from Duxbury. Tried to find Elliot Pond, but it is a no-go. We get the ball right back. Piers Oates with the dispossess. Benny gets it over to Elliot Pond, and that was a really bad shot. 6 minutes to go in the match. Kennedy to Coupe. Coupe was the one with the throw-in. Back to Kennedy. Doing very well at the passing once again. Piers Oates to Benny. If he took a shot just a second earlier, he probably could have had the back of the nets, but instead it's blocked away. 3 minutes to go. Oh, I thought that would have been a foul in the box, but Alek Przewski, if he gets the ball, he could be away on the break. It's one-on-one, but he's being forced out wide. Gets it into Piers Oates. Is Piers going to take a shot? No, he lays it off to Duxbury, and Duxbury has put the match away. His first goal of the season. It's 2-0 to Sheffield, and we have just been dominating all aspects of the game. CURZ Ashton has been left and rendered useless. That was a great pass, great vision from Piers Oates to give it to Duxbury. One times it, and this match is pretty much over. And the final throw-in of the match, there it is, full-time, Sheffield 2, CURZ Ashton 0. And what has been an extremely dominant performance. We had 60% possession throughout the entirety of the match. We only allowed CURZ Ashton 2 shots total, none of them on target, whereas we had 16 and 7. Yeah, we may have had a little bit more fouls than I would have liked. It led to a couple of cards, but at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win, and we push up into 7th place right now. We're tied with Blythe Spartans. We're 1 point behind Kings Lynn, and the playoff spots are not that far away. So let's take a look at how the rest of the schedule is going to look for the rest of the season. Right, so this is what the schedule looks like for the rest of the season. Of course, our next episode will be against Tadcaster here at the very end, and Tadcaster sitting in 8th, just right behind us. But there are some easy matches coming forth. We have Skelmersdale sitting in 14th, Northwich in 15th, Spalding in 20th, and Starbridge sitting right near the bottom of the table. You hope that we get wins against those teams, but then, of course, you have the tough goes like Kings Lynn and Scarborough Athletic, who are sitting in the playoff spots and look to strengthen their position there. Then you have Buxton and Hyde, who may be mid-table but are tough goes already. And then Tadcaster is not an easy match either. So hopefully, yeah, especially since we lost to them 4-1 last time out. So hopefully we come away with something better in the next episode. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.